Libra, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. This week we are just doing a bit of a general reading, but I will also be pulling some cards for, platonic connections as well. So family or friends, those more platonic love connections in your life. Now, please like and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I do really appreciate your support. This week we are using the seventh seal lenormand. I do have with me the Inner Child Oracle. We'll be starting with that for you today. And also when we're looking at the platonic connections, I have the Earthbound Oracle, all right, which is, we've got a bit of a crossover in that deck between Lenormand and Oracle. So it's a fun deck to use. Okay, usually I do pair it up with its Lenormand deck, but I decided I wanted to use it individually this week. Okay, but getting into it for you, Libra. Libra. What does Libra need to know at the moment? Libra. Firstly, we have tenderness. Okay, so the little bunny sitting there giving himself a nice warm cup of tea with his warm socks on, hugging his little pillow, showing tenderness to yourself this week, Libra. It does say on the back, I am gentle with myself. So, giving yourself a few moments of tenderness to, allow yourself to feel, I want to say there, to allow yourself to feel and to be quite gentle with yourself in the way that you are allowing those feelings, rather than telling yourself, oh, I can't feel like that. I have to be strong. It's talking about allowing yourself those moments of weakness just within yourself, that vulnerability, and being very gentle with your own vulnerabilities this week, which is quite interesting because we do have that with resilience as well, which, resilience is strength, basically getting through things no matter how hard it is, fighting against the current and getting on with it anyway. Resilience, showing that resilience to yourself that, sometimes in order to be resilient, we do need to be gentle with ourselves and have those tender moments with ourselves where we are being a little bit more vulnerable. And that gives us that resilience to get through, the harder things. All right, it does say, I learn and grow at every opportunity. So really looking at things this week as though, they're an opportunity for you to learn and grow from those things, regardless of how hard they may be on you emotionally. Being gentle with yourself and accepting that sometimes things are hard emotionally. But you know what, you can get on through that anyway. And there's still something that you can learn from that situation and grow your own sense of character, and whatnot from that opportunity, whether it be a negative opportunity or not. All right. But I do feel that with that resilience card, I feel as though there's this element for you, Libra, that, being resilient is actually going to create some sort of a new opportunity for a lot of you there. So I do feel as though there is a new opportunity sort of close, but it's a matter of getting through this period to get to those new opportunities. But we'll see what the Lenormand wants to say for you there, Libra. Libra, what's going on for our Libras? Important messages for Libra. Okay, and what is that? Clarify what that is for Libra, as well as where that leads for Libra. Okay. So getting a pretty clear sort of message here. Firstly, we are seeing the lily. I know these cards don't pick up the best in this camera. I might have to adjust the lighting on. There we go. That seemed to help a little bit. But yeah, the lily. Okay, so we are seeing that tenderness once again, that being very emotionally intimate with yourself, allowing yourself to, get close to your vulnerabilities and just accept them and flow with them, being quite tender with yourself and allowing those emotions to be there. All right, so we are feeling that this is something that this is actually giving you that opportunity to learn more about how to deal with these emotions in the future as well. There is a lesson of longevity with the lily as well. So it really does show us that, being tender with yourself now and allowing those emotions and that vulnerability to come through to yourself now is actually going to create an opportunity for you to learn how to do that in the future as well, and how to be more resilient when it comes to those same emotions if they were to ever crop up again in the future for you. All right, so we do also have here a very interesting, getting interesting here, because we do have the coffin, okay, and that was followed by the scythe energy. All right, so the coffin does talk about the death and rebirth of things. We are seeing that this is an ending that's needing to happen. I'm feeling as though this hasn't actually happened yet for quite a lot of you, because we do see that scythe energy, and that scythe energy does talk about a sudden break or a change. So we are seeing the ending of something quite suddenly. It may be like very unexpected, and it may not be the totality of something. It may just be like part of something is ending, a certain facet of something is ending. What we see that this will be in regard to is the ring. So it is in regard to a specific relationship in your life. Okay. I am sort of feeling here that for a lot of you, this, where I did say we're drawing some cards in regard to platonic connection this week, and I do sort of feel as though this ring is talking about something more platonic. It doesn't really feel like it's a romantic connection. It feels as though this is a more platonic connection. Even if it is in a romantic connection, what we're actually looking at is the platonic side of the romantic connection. So, when we are in a romantic connection, it is very important to, build up friendship and build up, the day-to-day kind of stuff within the relationship as well as the romance. So what we're looking at here is, aside from the romance, we're looking at the more platonic basis of a relationship. Okay, so it definitely could be an just out and out platonic connection, so a family or friend or something along those lines. Could definitely be a co-worker as well. Sometimes that lily does sort of lead us toward your career type stuff, so it definitely could be a relationship within your career sort of sphere that we're looking at here. But we are seeing that there is a clear ending coming through with something. Like I said, it may not be the entire relationship ending. It may just be, a part of that connection ending between you and somebody. And it's kind of like a sudden, unexpected change in that connection. So it's kind of, a break from that person for a little while. It could be a break from, like, all of a sudden you see what that person's really like, that kind of thing. But I do feel with that scythe energy, this ending that's occurring, it's going to happen pretty quickly between you and this person, all right? So I do feel that that's coming more so from that person's side of things for a lot of you. But what we see with the coffin is that, this needs to end. This part of that connection that needs to end in order for you to have a brand new beginning. With the coffin, it does talk about death and rebirth, but in order for some sort of energy to be reborn, we do need to experience that death process as well. All right. So for some of you, this is something along the lines of, for example, if it's a co-worker, it might be something along the lines of, the death of the social aspect between you and that co-worker. For some reason, you you know, you may have gone out and had coffees with this person quite frequently, but you needing to end that part of the connection so that you can focus on, you know, bringing a lot more strength and new beginnings with the actual, you know, work relationship. You know, that kind of of thing is what I'm kind of sensing with this here. It doesn't feel as though it's the ending of a relationship in total. All right, it just feels like it's an aspect that needs to end. Some sort of with the ring there, it definitely could be some sort of cycle that you're finding yourself in with co-workers, with friends, that sort of thing. So once again, using that co-worker example, you know, you may have, you know, created this cycle where you get too close to people and then all of a sudden you feel as though, oh, I can't, you know, I can't push them to do their work because they're my friend, you know, and you're kind of needing to cut out that aspect so that you can still, you know, be the boss that you need to be in the workplace or whatever it is, you know. So like I said, that's just an example. So it's something along those lines that we're looking at here. But the reason that you do need to know about this, we do have the dog as well as the stars. Okay, so what we're seeing is it is going to bring about a huge change in the connection itself within you, for you, okay, because we do have the stars here, which is all your wishes coming true, you know, dreams being manifested and having a lot of hope and optimism that everything is working out how it's supposed to. With the dog card there, that does talk about loyalty and support. That is the card of friendship. So I do feel for a lot of you, we are looking at a more friendship-based connection or an issue of friendship within another type of platonic connection there, like I've been using that example of the co-worker and the friendship side of that connection. So it's kind of letting us know that your dreams about the loyalty that you want shown to you, the support and understanding that you want shown to you, that is what you're going to gain from this situation. You will gain that loyalty and support and companionship and, you know, the friendship that you really are sort of desirous of. You will be gaining that wish is going to be fulfilled. So once we see this just part of the connection sort of ending so that we can move forward into, you know, more along the lines of what you actually want this connection to look like. All right, so it's definitely happening for positive reasons. So even though, you know, we may be needing to sort of be very tender with ourselves, there may be some emotions getting brought up with the ending side of this, because we do see that lily and the tenderness card coming out there. Being gentle with yourself. So if you do need to be a bit rough on someone and that sort of a thing, if you do need to be a bit rough on somebody, being very gentle with yourself, that, you know, I need to do this for my own highest good, and that kind of element as well. Being resilient, and you can get through this. You know, it might be hard to, you know, make the change I need in this connection, but, you know, in the long run, I do need that, and I will gain from that. Okay, so it's kind of letting you know that if this is something that you're needing to put in some sort of action in order to make that break or change within a connection, although I do feel for a lot of you it's more so coming from their side of things, but for some of you it may just be simply, look, I need to put an end to this particular behavior. I need to put an end to you saying a certain thing towards me. And you know, it might be very hard to say that and you know, actually put that boundary up between you and this person, but it does seem to be very necessary and will actually, you know, create more loyalty and more support and whatnot down the track for you there. Okay, so it may be just a little bit rough on you emotionally. All right, so allow yourself to, you know, be vulnerable about the truth of your emotions, and that, you know, this may be a little bit rough on you, and accepting that those you know, more vulnerable emotions, being gentle with yourself for feeling that way, but then moving on into that resilience of, I need to do it anyway. I need to do it for my highest good. I'm going to do this. I'm going to deal with this, and we're going to move forward. All right. So that's what we're seeing there with that for you, Libra. But we'll have a look at directly at platonic connections for you. Okay, Libra, what's going on for Libra with platonic connections? Okay, so I do feel as though, we do have the wisdom card. I do feel as though this is all just talking about this same sort of issue. Okay, we do have the wisdom card first and foremost. So you kind of already know that you need to, be resilient and get yourself through this to the positive end of this actually happening. So you kind of know that this is necessary, this coffin energy is necessary, and you're making the right choice. You are making the right choice for yourself here. You are being wise and clever about this. All right, there may be, with the wisdom card, there may be this aspect of there may be you needing to educate yourself a little bit more or research something to do with this situation just a little bit before you actually go ahead and take action. So if there is a particular thing that you want to research or educate yourself around, how to deal with conflict, all that sort of stuff, that you may feel may help you deal with this better, definitely using your wisdom and making sure you're coming from a space where you know exactly what you're talking about. This is how to do this, whatever that is for you. Okay, so using your inner wisdom and following that inner guidance that's telling you, hang on, this relationship maybe not quite right, I want it to be better, this is how I need to do this. Following that inner wisdom. Okay, listening to your inner, usually it would be an owl with wisdom, but we see a raven here. But listening to that inner voice that's telling you, this should be better than that. That that's not the right thing. That I feel like for some of you, this is about somebody's been crossing your moral boundary, and you're just needing to put up a bit of a boundary there. So using your personal wisdom. Okay, so and for some of you, I'm feeling that wisdom card, it could be talking about, I'm getting drawn back to that idea of the co-worker thing. So for some of you, that's actually talking about, like the workplace manual or the OH. Oh, they've changed all the words now on me, haven't they? But the workplace health safety guidelines, those sorts of things. You may be actually being able to refer to something like an actual, book or manual or something, refer to something to show this person you need to do this way. I do feel as though it's a little bit of you maybe pulling rank for some of you there, of like, something's not being done properly. I need to make sure it's being done properly. But I know that this person's going to have a bit of because we're friends. I don't want them to get cranky at me for pulling them up on this and that. Okay, so but it's kind of like that vibe of using your wisdom and being smart about the way that you're approaching this person. We also have the water card coming out there, so they definitely could have a strong water placement. Maybe this is you with the strong water placement, having that water element being quite strong with this connection as well, which is also telling us, don't forget to take on board emotions. Okay, so your own emotions, you're being very gentle and loving with your own emotions, but also remembering that other people have emotions too. Being wise about how we're approaching somebody's emotional side as well. Okay, so for those of you where that does have to do with something more emotional, just be very wary of and allowing and tender with emotions at the moment. Okay, just being very aware that vulnerabilities and emotions are important, and that's very important, and you need to be wise about the way that you're stepping through those. Okay, but definitely could be seeing some water signs coming through around you in the platonic connections as well. So Cancer, Pisces and Scorpio, we do see with water signs. Could just be strong placements as well, but or like I said, back to the emotions side of things, very emotional. The water usually does talk about emotions. Okay, but we're also seeing healing. All right, so healing is all about, healing, that we are going to see a lot of growth from all this happening. Like I said, here with the stars energy, you will be, reaching for the stars with this. Once you've sort of gotten through the harder aspect of this, you're starting to heal that situation, healing that relationship between you and these people. So being resilient to get through this, and you will experience that, it will result in healing energy. Okay, so quite, maybe a few things going on for you this week, Libra, but all in all, it is happening for the right reasons, and it will lead to a lot of healing, whether that's just within you, whether that's in the relationships themselves, or whether this is some sort of healing that this person may need as well. Okay, but we are definitely seeing healing there. We are definitely seeing, wishes being fulfilled at the end of the day for you as well, Libra. So it's definitely headed in the right direction. So, show yourself some tenderness, be resilient, and you will get there to those stars. Okay. But that's what we have for you. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. But hopefully I'll see you all again soon.